Have you seen this chart? Bitcoin is about to have its 50 SMA cross the 100 and cross the 200 for the first time ever. It's never had such a cross happen. And this is what is going to happen next. This is what you need to be ready for. Welcome in if you're new. My name is Steve. On this channel, we don't take any paid ads, no paid sponsorships, no paid affiliate links down below. Instead, just cold, hard facts in the charts. The only thing I ask you is to hit that subscribe button, and happy holidays. Merry Christmas. I got my hat on. You guys already know we're rocking and rolling. Even on Christmas, I am here for you. At the end of the video, I want to give my most hated thing about Christmas. I want to see if we have this in common. I'm going to give my most hated thing about Christmas. Even though I'm wearing my Santa hat, we're all good. We're happy to be here, but I'm going to share a little tip at the end as well. So let's get into today's video. We're on the weekly chart, Bitcoin US dollar index, and we have the 50, 100, and 200 SMA on the chart. You can pull it up on your chart at home and follow along. But what we see happening right before our eyes is the first of its kind. This green line, the 50, crossing above the 100, and it's about to cross the 200. Those of you who have been following my channel for a long time, you know that when the 50 crosses the 200, that's called a golden cross. We have literally never had a golden cross on the weekly chart in Bitcoin, especially one that just followed a 100-week cross as well. If you take a look at all of the price action in front of us, what we'll notice is this pocket. I want us to highlight this pocket right here in this 2015-2016 area with the yellow line and the green line. It formed this pocket. Now it formed the same pocket right here in 2019 into 2020, right? This pocket is right here. Now the pocket that we just created is this one. Okay, we've created this pocket right here. So these pockets are very similar, especially the 15 to the 23 pocket. If we just look at it in terms of time, this 15 pocket was about 400 days, and this 2022-2023 pocket is at about 400 days. They're both 400 days. And what happens next is very important, because as this pocket was continuing into this cross here, that is when we entered phase 2. Okay, we entered phase 2 of the market at this cross with the green line crossing above the yellow line. All right. In other words, the 50 crossing above the 100. This marked the start of phase 2 here. Now, if we look at our present day, we had this cross here, and guess what? This cross happened right at phase 2 of the bull. We officially moved into phase 2 of the bull following our charts that we showed you here back in October. We had this cross above. We entered phase 1 back in February when nobody wanted to believe that we were going to have a bull run this year, and everyone was against us. 85% of everyone in crypto said there's no way in hell we're going to enter a bull run in 2023. However, way back in February, we said we just entered the bull run. Roll the clip. We are either just about to start our bull run, or we may have just started our bull run. So we used this chart as a cheat code. It helped us identify that we entered phase 1 of the bull here, just like we entered phase 1 of the bull here and here. It's an incredible cheat code that hopefully we can keep under wraps just with our community. Now, I hope you're having a beautiful holiday. I hope you're having a beautiful time with your family. It's not often that you see somebody doing YouTube videos on Christmas, but if you go back in time and you watch my videos from the past, I think we've done a Christmas video every year. I'm always here for my community. It doesn't matter if we're in a bull market or a bear market or a sideways market. It doesn't matter if it's a rainy day or a sunny day or a cloudy day. I'm here. I'm here nonstop. So if you're new to the channel, I just ask that you hit the subscribe button, you join this movement. We don't take any paid ads, no paid sponsorships, no paid affiliate links, just cold hard facts. Now back to the chart. So we're about to have this green line cross the red line, which would mark a golden cross, a weekly golden cross, one that has never happened before, following a cross of this yellow band. So if we look at it, we analyze it, and we say, okay, back here we had this cross and we entered phase 2. Phase 2 came all the way back down to really hold support at this market structure here, which almost caught this green line here. What we see with present day, our price action is far above all 3 of our moving averages, which also happened back here, right? You can see how far we were above when we entered phase 2, the top of phase 2. If we take that as a straight line, it's about 52% above this green line. Where are we now? If we take the top of where we had so far and we just go in a straight line and we're trying to identify how far above are we, we're at about 37% above. So it looks like this is an anomaly. However, in 2015, 2016, prices went even further above our moving averages than they are present day. Take your phone, tilt it to the side, hit that subscribe button. It's par for the course. We're right on schedule. This is a beautiful structure that we had. And I showed you in the past video, that rejection from that 84 video. We showed you last week, phase 1, phase 2 of the bull. And we also showed you last week this wave trend. And here we are today talking about this golden cross and the first of its kind crossing these moving averages. Now, when it's the first of its kind, we can't compare apples to apples. This never happened in other market cycles. However, the structure is the same. If you look at it, in 2015, we had the top of the market here. We crashed down to this green line, right? This moving average, and we held there for a while. What did we do in our most recent market cycle? This was our market cycle top. What did we do? We crashed down to this green line and we held it for a while. When we broke it, we crashed down to this yellow line. When we broke it here, we crashed down to this yellow line. Once we crashed through this yellow line, we crashed down to the red line, just like we did in 2015, 2016. It's all the same. As I've mentioned many times, Bitcoin is repeating systematic patterns that it's been doing for years and years and years based on human psychology and human emotion. Most people say, oh, well, the ETF is going to be here to save the day. That's what they were saying back here. That's what they were saying back here. It was the same talk in all of these cycles. Oh, the ETF is going to save us. The ETF is going to skyrocket Bitcoin. Everything is priced into the charts. The facts are in the charts. Men lie, women lie, the charts don't lie. And by the way, it's Christmas, you better not say out loud that women lie, but you know. Now, back to the charts. What we have are these pockets, right? These pockets here, here, and here are very, very similar. The pocket in 2019 is different because this pocket was tilting up, this pocket is tilting down, this pocket is tilting down. So we shouldn't compare it to 2019. It was a different structure completely, but we can compare it to 2015, and we've got that cross coming, moving into phase 2 of the bull. But the big picture is we're in phase 2 of the bull. We're about 60-ish days into phase 2 of the bull, right? As I mentioned many, many times, phase 2 of the bull will be between 1 and 200 days. You do the math. We're already 60 days in. We're right on schedule. Things are looking really good for Bitcoin. In my opinion, there is a 0% chance that we're going to somehow remarkably fall into a bear market. I know some people are still waiting for this. I think there's precisely almost 0%. You know, we'll call it like a 1% because nothing is a 0 or 100%. There's always some possibility, but it's highly, 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 highly unlikely Bitcoin will do anything like that. What we are in is phase 2. You do not want to invest in phase 2. If you're a long-term trader or investor in looking at the big picture and trying to maximize your money, you invest in Bitcoin when we're at the bottom of the market. And if you miss the bottom of the market, you probably don't follow my channel. You should invest in phase 1 of the bull. Okay. As I told you, when we were at 17,000, 16,000, 15,000, I was a broken record in every single video telling you that it's highly likely that Bitcoin is bottom and you should be buying Bitcoin. It's more risky to be out of Bitcoin than in Bitcoin. I said it like a broken record. If you completely miss the train at the bottom, you should be investing in phase 1 of the bull, and then you should be changing your strategy to when to sell. You do not want to be taking long positions in phase 2. You missed the boat. You missed the boat already. Now, can you buy in phase 2? You can, but it's not ideal. It's better to buy at the bottom of the market or phase 1. If you completely miss both, that means you haven't followed my channel because I prepare prepared everyone who follows me for exactly the moves that Bitcoin has done in the past 300 days. We are completely on point. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. So phase 2, we have to be excited. Phase 2, we're looking for a potential confirmation of this structure, right? We're talking about 30, 31, 32, 33, somewhere in there. It's likely that Bitcoin will come down and test this market structure. Whether it's in the next 100, 150 days or at some point in 24, we have to come back and test the structure as illustrated in previous videos. So what we can say is we've got a nice pocket, we have a nice cross, we have bullish momentum heading into phase 2. We completed phase 1 of the bull, which was right on schedule. If you look at phase 1 of the bull, for this cycle it was 200 days, for this cycle it was 200 days, and for our most recent cycle 200 days. We're right on schedule. All right, so there's nothing to worry about. There is a potential fall of prices in the next 100, 150 days, which would be an opportunity. If you completely miss the boat in the bottom of the market or phase 1, you could buy there, but it's not ideal. You want to look at the next market cycle, which is in 2026. You want to buy the bottom of the market in 2026, period. You don't want to mess up this time and mess up phase 1 and then you're suddenly trying to buy in phase 2. You don't want to buy in phase 2. You want to buy the bottom of the market in phase 1. But we're right on schedule, okay? We're going to have this cross. It's going to be the first cross of its kind. We can't compare it to anything. We don't have any evidence in the chart of such a thing happening. So we are in a little bit in the dark. However, using our market structure, using our rules, using our precise equations that we've been creating, we're right on schedule. So it's the holidays, right? I wanted to tell you my most hated thing about Christmas. I don't know if it's going to make you mad or whatever the case may be, or maybe you will agree with me. There's two things, but they're really tied into the same thing. Number one, I hate Christmas music. I really hate it. And you may say, oh, well, Steve, that's because you're older. When you were a kid, you probably loved it. No, I hated it as a kid too. And here's why. It's herd juice. It's brainwash music. The only point of Christmas music is to make you spend more money on the things you don't even need so you can fit into the society that we've created of overconsumers. It's herd juice. That's what it is. And by the way, it hasn't changed in like 5 million years. It's the same songs every year, which are only meant to brainwash you into spending more money on the things you don't even need so you can fit into our crazy society. That's it. So for that reason, I hate Christmas music. Most people dance around at the mall buying a whole bunch of things. They don't even realize that that music is only played to get you to spend more money to stimulate the economy. Period. They are using you as a pawn, and they've been doing it for your whole life. So whether you hate Christmas music or love Christmas music, you should respect what I just said because it's facts. Okay, so the second thing I was going to say that I hate is just this idea that we are forced and encouraged and highly motivated to spend money on things we don't need, to give presents to people just so we can fit in. There's so many situations in your life, and think about this, where you gave a present to somebody knowing they're not even going to use it or like it, but you just did it to fit in because it's the nice thing to do to get a present. In other words, you took your money, you set it on fire to fit into this mold that seems ridiculous just so you can fit into a ridiculous mold. That's how I feel about parts of Christmas. Now, I like the family aspect of it. I think the Christmas hat's relatively cool. And what's even cooler is every year I try to do something to really give back to a less fortunate community. And what we did this year is pretty similar to other years. We went to a local school, a very poor local school, and we got them all Christmas presents. So I talked with the principal many weeks ago, and I asked them if anybody has done anything even remotely close, like giving gifts to the kids. They said nothing even close. The principals are in tears. They're so happy for this. So got a truck and delivered all of the Christmas presents to the kids, and they went crazy. So that for me is fulfillment. Did we buy things that they're not even gonna like or use? No, we got things that are super cool that we know if you've ever been to a poor country or a poor community, you know they're not gonna have access to certain toys. So we tried to get toys that they've probably never seen that they're gonna use nonstop, and that brought smiles to everyone everyone's faces. It brought tears to all the principals. So that part of Christmas is cool. And it's really special for my son to give these presents each and every year as he's growing up, giving back to people who really deserve it in communities that are oftentimes forgotten about and stomped over and everything else. I love to go to communities that nobody cares about. So as you know, my whole life, I'm always on the other side of the fence. I'm always the idiot over here where everybody else is on the other side of the fence. I don't know. It's just what I find normal life for me. So yeah, that part of Christmas is cool. I hope you continue to have a beautiful rest of your day with your family and friends, and I'll see you back here in the next video. Do you want to know when to buy and when to sell? Click this video right now.